Walt signs on, we will have a quorum.
Okay. We could probably start the introductions and go around.
Absolutely.
That usually takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
I know he's joining us in a moment, so.
Ready to start?
Yep, sure.
All right, good morning, everyone. I'd like to call to order the 130th meeting of the Law Enforcement Accreditation Council. Would you please stand for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence for those we've lost in law enforcement and also in the military. Thank you. Gabe, would you like to call the roll, please?
Yes, sir. All right. Chairman Gregory Austin.
Here.
Sergeant Louis Denny.
Here.
Sheriff Robert Mashel.
Here.
Dr. Martin Floss.
Here.
Mr. Wells, not yet. All right, we'll come back to that one. Sergeant Leighton Filiatrell.
He's virtual.
You said it.
Okay. Mayor Robert Palmieri.
Here.
Chief Martin Flatley.
Here.
Detective Michelle Randall Williams, retired.
Present.
And Sheriff Todd Baxter. Here. All right, and Mr. Wells is not on, right? All right, we'll come back and acknowledge him when he gets on, and that way we'll know for sure that we have a
Okay.
quorum.
Okay, great. So at this point, I'd like to go around the room to, for introductions. I'll start with you, sir.
Captain Leclerc, Washington County Sheriff.
Lieutenant Todd Lambert, Washington County Sheriff as well.
Sergeant Steve McNeil, Macedon Police Department. Marty Corbett, Macedon Police Department.
Chief John Coloma, Macedon Police Department. Chief Paul Sandy, Cortland City Police.
Deputy Chief David Guerrero, Cortland Police.
Steve Stella, DCJS Assessor.
Chief Chris Polino, Town of East Fishkill. Lieutenant Derek Chia, Town of East Fishkill. Tom Holland, Town of Orangetown, PD.
Captain Michael Shannon, Town of Orangetown, PD.
Captain Jim Action, Orangetown PD.
Detective Sergeant Andy Palzolo, Orangetown PD.
Gabe, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Richard.
Detective Brandon Myers, Orangetown.
Nice background.
Colleen Lavin, DCJS.
Everyone?
Chief Deputy Sam Melvin, Monroe County Sheriff's Office.
Commander Tamarol, Monroe County Sheriff's Office.
Sean Phillips, East Fishkill Police Department. Matt Malik, East Fishkill Police Department.
Great, I'll just go on the table here. So who's planning?
Joanna Sullivan, I'm the Director of the Office of Public Safety at DCJS.
Marty Floss, Professor of Criminal Justice.
Lou Dini with the Suffolk County PD.
Rob Mashel, Sheriff, Oneida County.
Christina Zanella, DCJS Office of Public Safety.
Kevin Fairchild, DCJS Office of Public Safety.
Kia Cheever, DCJS Office of Public Safety. Ashley Shiroka, Office of Public Safety, DCJS.
Gabe Maruso, DCJS, Office of Public Safety.
Todd Murray, Office of Public Safety.
Todd Baxter, Monroe County Sheriff. Chief Martin Flatley, South Oak Police Department.
Rob Palmieri, Mayor of Utica.
Lieutenant Andre Terry, State Police.
Joe Popkin, DCJS.
Rosanna Rosado, DCJS.
And I'm Greg Austin. I'm the chair of the council, and I'm the police chief in Rye Brook, New York. And we're very fortunate to have Commissioner Rosado here, so Commissioner, the safety word.
Sure. Thank you for having me. I'll let you know I was here on my second day at the agency back in December, and so now I know it's been 3 months. It's been a little bit of a whirlwind, and I just wanted to take a few moments to share with you this morning some of what we have planned for over the next year, which is also the 50th anniversary of DCJS. So we'll have opportunities to kind of celebrate the accomplishments of the agency. But as you know, the governor presented her budget in January, and I wanted to share with you some of the things we have planned with the money that's in the budget, because we're very hopeful that it's all going to stay there after this, the negotiations are done. As you know, as all of you in this room know, New York is still the safest large city in the country, and we have the lowest rate of incarceration at this time in our history. However, of course, our work is unfinished, just as New York's recovery from COVID has been challenging and uneven, so too have the issues of gun violence and violent crime. And nowhere is that more apparent than how we started this year in January when two New York City police officers were killed. We continue to extend our deepest condolences to their families and fully support our city partners. And it has given us more impetus to do, the work that we do here at DCJS. Last year, Governor Hochul extended a disaster emergency in response to the gun violence. And this allowed us here at DCJS to administer $8.3 million to support 129 new positions within hospitals and community-based organizations, some in some of your areas, to participate in the SNUG outreach and New York City violence interruption programs. In fact, yesterday I was up in Oriskany at the Dishes Training Center. We have a whole week of training for the new SNUG staff, and they got a special treat because the governor zoomed in to thank them for their service and to encourage the work that they're going to do for us on the street. This year, the proposed budget provides DCJS with more than $100 million, primarily to address gun violence. It's a significant investment which will allow us to do the things that we most believe in. It's to help law enforcement do their job and to help communities, fight crime at their level, to work on the preventive side. To support our law enforcement partners, DCJS will invest $18.2 million in our gun-involved violence elimination, as you guys know it as GIVE initiative, $15 million in our crime analysis centers network, and these investments reflect a combined increase of $10.7 million. That funding will provide law enforcement agencies with resources to solve gun crimes and shootings, build community trust, and expand the evidence-based community supervision. And if you don't have any money in that budget, talk to Joe after this or Johanna. Recognizing that recent pretrial reforms were implemented without dedicated resource from the state, the executive budget also has $10 million to support pretrial services outside of New York City. This funding will expand the continuum of services, including screening, assessments, supervision, case management, and information sharing with the court system. And finally, the proposed budget includes another round of securing communities against hate crimes, the grant program, which will provide up to $25 million to safeguard New York non-for-profits who are at risk of hate crimes, and some of those are faith-based communities, so we're also working with them to get them to qualify for those funds. We look forward to sharing updates about this critical work, especially as the budget is negotiated and enacted later this month, and building upon our evidence-based programs, strengthening police community relationships, enhancing the capabilities of our local partners in crime and save lives. So I thank you for the time, and I wanted to kind of give you the good news about the money, and I'm sure we'll be back to report on how that's moving in the community. So
Very good. Thank you, Commissioner. We do have a few members and guests who are joining us virtually, so I'll just very quickly ask them to introduce themselves also. We have Natasha, you're there?
yes.
I am. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I am Natasha Harvin Locklear with the Division of Criminal Justice Services, Office of Legal Services.
And Michelle Randall Williams, another member of the council.
Hi, good morning. I'm Michelle, retired Detective Michelle Randall Williams, NYPD. Thanks, everyone.
And Sergeant Leighton Philitrout.
Good morning. Yes, I've recently been promoted to Chief Deputy here and oversee the Civil Division and Criminal Division here in St. Lawrence County.
Thank you. Brian Garvey.
Yes, good morning. I'm DCJS Office of Legal Services.
Thank you, sir. Allison Floyd.
Good morning. I'm also DCJS Office of Public Safety.
Chief Sam Wright.
Good morning, all.
Lieutenant, I'm sorry.
Yeah, good morning, all. I'm Chief Sam Wright from the NYPD. I'm the Executive Officer of the Training Bureau.
Lieutenant Dave Sapienza.
Good morning. I'm lieutenant here in the Town of Gates Police Department, Monroe County.
And Mr. Richard Wells.
Here.
Thank you. At this point, I'd like to acknowledge and thank Dr. Robert Warden for his dedication and over 20 years of service to the Accreditation Council. Dr. Warden has served on the council since April 11th, 2001, and we wish him well in all his future endeavors. A certificate of appreciation will be sent to Dr. Warden via U.S. mail as he is not able to be in attendance with us today. We also are happy to welcome Dr. Martin Floss from Hillbrook College in Hamburg, New York, and Dr. Floss serves as the faculty team advisor and as a professor of criminal justice. Welcome, sir. So at this point, I'd like to request a motion to approve the minutes of the December 2021 council meeting.
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Mayor. A second? Thank you, Sergeant. Gabe, you call the roll, please?
Yes, sir. Chairman Austin.
Yes.
Sergeant Denny.
Yes.
Sheriff Mashel.
Yes.
Dr. Floss.
Yep.
Mr. Wells.
Yes.
Mayor Palmieri.
Yes.
Chief Flatley.
Yes.
Detective Randall Williams.
Yes.
Sheriff Baxter.
Yes.
And I apologize, Leighton, did you say you were promoted to deputy chief?
Yes, sir, Chief Deputy, thank you. And yes.
All right, so Chief Deputy Trout, thank you so much. And that's the roll, sir, and it passes unanimously.
Okay, thank you. We have one application for accreditation that will, should we read the application and also the re-applications all now and then?
They're going to have to be voted on.
No, I'm saying we'll vote on it and then we'll go up and present the plaque?
All the certificates will be presented at the, yeah.
Okay, so at this point, may I have a motion to accept the initial accreditation of the Macedon Town Police Department? Thank you, Sheriff. Sheriff Baxter, second.
All right, Chief Austin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Sergeant Denny?
Yes.
Sheriff Mashel?
Yes.
Dr. Floss?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Chief Deputy Trout?
Yes.
Mayor Palmieri?
Yes.
Chief Flatley?
Yes.
Detective Randall Williams?
Yes.
Sheriff Baxter?
Yes.
That passes, sir.
Thank you. We also have approvals for reaccreditation. So the first is the Cortland City Police Department. May I have a motion to accept the reaccreditation of the Cortland City Police Department?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you, Mayor. Second? Thank you, Sergeant. Gabe, read the roll, please.
Chairman Austin.
Yes.
Sergeant Denny.
Yes.
Sheriff Mashel.
Yes.
Dr. Floss.
Yes.
Mr. Wells.
Yes.
Chief Deputy Trout.
Yes.
Mayor Palmieri.
Yes.
Chief Flatley.
Yes.
Detective Randall Williams.
Yes.
And Sheriff Baxter.
Yes.
That passes.
Okay. Congratulations, Cortland City Police Department. Next is the East Fishkill Police Department. May I have a motion to accept the reaccreditation of the East Fishkill Town Police Department? Thank you, Sheriff. Second? Thank you, Chief.
And Chairman Austin, how do you
Yes.
vote? Sergeant Denny.
Yes.
Sheriff Mashel.
Yes.
Dr. Floss.
Yes.
Mr. Wells.
Yes.
Chief Deputy Trout.
Yes.
Mayor Palmieri.
Yes.
Chief Flatley.
Yes.
Detective Randall Williams.
Yes.
And Sheriff Baxter.
Yes.
That passes.
Thank you. Congratulations, East Fishkill Town Police Department. Gates Town Police Department. May I have a motion to accept the reaccreditation of the Gates Town Police Department? Thank you, Sergeant. Second? Thank you, Sheriff.
And Chairman Austin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Sergeant Denny.
Yes.
Sheriff Mashel.
Yes.
Dr. Floss.
Yes.
Mr. Wells.
Yes.
Chief Deputy Trout.
Yes.
I think that was a yes, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Mayor Palmieri.
Yes.
Chief Flatley.
Yes.
Detective Randall Williams.
Yes.
And Sheriff Baxter.
Yes.
Thank you. Congratulations to the Gatestown Police Department. Monroe County Sheriff's Office. May I have a motion to accept the reaccreditation of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office?
I'll make the motion.
Thank you, Sheriff.
I'll second it.
Thank you, Mayor.
Before we vote, Sheriff Baxter is obviously the Chief Law Enforcement Officer of the Monroe County Sheriff's Office, so you will have to abstain. All right. Chairman Austin.
Yes.
Sergeant Denny.
Yes.
Sheriff Mashel.
Yes.
Dr. Floss.
Yes.
Mr. Wells.
Yes.
Chief Deputy Phil Utral.
Yes.
Mayor Palmieri.
Yes.
Chief Flatley.
Yes.
Detective Randall Williams.
Yes.
And Sheriff Baxter.
Abstain.
So that gives us 9 members. A quorum requires 10. So we'll have to bring this bring this back at the June meeting.
Okay.
For vote.
Very good. So. Oh, I'm going to congratulate you anyway, Sheriff. So.
Well, thank you.
Very good. Orangetown Police Department, may I have a motion to accept the reaccreditation of the Orangetown Town Police Department? Thank you, Chief. A second? Sarge, thank you.
Chairman?
Yes.
Sergeant Denny?
Yes.
Sheriff Mashel?
Yes.
Dr. Floss?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Chief Deputy Phil Utral?
Yes.
Mayor Palmieri?
Yes.
Chief Flatley?
Yes.
Detective Randall Williams?
Yes.
And Sheriff Baxter?
Yes.
That passes.
Congratulations to the Orangetown Town Police Department. And finally, the Washington County Sheriff's Office. May I motion to accept the reaccreditation of the Washington County Sheriff's Office?
Motion.
Thank you, Sheriff. Second? Thank you, Mayor.
Chairman, how do you vote?
Yes.
Yes.
Sheriff Mashel?
Yes.
Dr. Floss?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Chief Deputy Phil Utral?
Yes.
Mayor Palmieri?
Yes.
Chief Flatley?
Yes.
Detective Randall Williams?
Yes.
And Sheriff Baxter?
Yes.
That passes, sir.
Great. Congratulations to the Washington County Sheriff's Office. So at this point, we will present the certificate. I'll ask Commissioner Rosado to join me up for that. And when your department is called, please join us up front.
Thanks. Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's what I get for offering.
The small one. The small one. Yeah. So the Macedon Town Police Department, please come up.
Hi.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The Macedon Town Police Department has demonstrated a high level of excellence and professionalism in the field of law enforcement by meeting the standards established by the New York State Law Enforcement Accreditation Council. The council is proud to award accreditation to the agency for the period of March 10th, 2022 through March 9th, 2027. Congratulations.
Thank you, sir.
And this is the John Campbell O'Neill Certificate of Achievement awarded to Sergeant Stephen McNeil of the Macedon Town Police Department in recognition of your leadership and dedication as the program manager for your agency's law enforcement accreditation program. Congratulations.
This has been, for a small agency, it's been a long haul. Couldn't have done it without the assistance of these guys and the rest of our staff. And tonight we appoint a new chief, so my goal was to leave our agency better than I took over, and we accomplished that, so thank you.
Retirement. Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Portland City Police Department. The Portland City Police Department, originally accredited in 2016, demonstrates a high level of excellence and professionalism in the field of law enforcement by continuing to meet the standards established by the New York State Law Enforcement Accreditation Council. The council is proud to once again award accreditation to the agency for the period of March 10th, 2022 through December 1st, 2026. Congratulations. Thank you.
And the certificate of achievement, it goes to Sergeant Penny Guerrero, Portland City Police Department, in recognition of your leadership. Congratulations.
She couldn't be here today.
She couldn't be here today. Oh, I'm sorry. I saw Guerrero.
But that's her husband.
I only read the last name.
Want to say a few words?
No, this is an honor. We were a little behind. I'm the new chief. I've only been in office less than a year, and we had a lot of catching up to do. And Sergeant Guerrero and Deputy Chief Guerrero were amazing. We have an amazing group of officers that helped push this through in 9 months to catch up, and we are truly blessed. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
East Fishkill Town Police Department.
Yeah, right.
Chief. East Fishkill Town Police Department, originally accredited in 1992, demonstrates a high level of excellence and professionalism in the field of law enforcement by continuing to meet the standards established by the New York State Law Enforcement Accreditation Council. The council is proud to once again award accreditation to the agency for the period of March 10th, 2022 through March 9th, 2026. Congratulations.
Thank you. And the certificate of achievement goes to Sergeant Derek Kucha,
Yes.
East Fishkill Town Police Department. Thank you for your leadership and dedication. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Would you like to say a few words?
Derek, why don't you, this is your program.
I appreciate it, Chief. He's worked very hard with us. We both got promoted recently 2 years ago, and we made it a team effort with the officers here, and I appreciate all the help and everything. Kian, thank you very much for your support. That's it.
Who gets the overtime bill, Commissioner?
Can we take one more? Yeah.
So Lieutenant Sapienza is with us virtually, so I'll read the certificate. Originally accredited, Gatetown Police Department, originally accredited in 1992, demonstrates a high level of excellence and professionalism in the field of law enforcement by continuing to meet the standards established by the New York State Law Enforcement Accreditation Council. The council is proud to once again award accreditation to the agency for the period of March 10th, 2022 to March 9th, 2027. Congratulations, Lieutenant.
Congratulations, and you have also the certificate of achievement for Lieutenant David Sapienza.
Great. Lieutenant, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, thank you. It's definitely an honor to achieve this. Our whole team put a ton of work into this, including Lieutenant Pasquarelli, who's here with me, and Chief Long. The assessment team, led by Krista Heckathorn, was just awesome to work with, so it was a great experience. Thank you.
Thank you, and these will be mailed to you.
Okay.
Thank you. Monroe County Sheriff's Office.
Why, none of you did this, right?
Monroe County Sheriff's Office, originally accredited in 1992, demonstrates a high level of excellence and professionalism in the field of law enforcement by continuing to meet the standards established by the New York State Law Enforcement Agency Accreditation Council. The council is proud to once again award accreditation to the agency for the period of March 10th, 2022 through March 9th, 2027. Congratulations, Sheriff. Thank you very much.
And the certificate of achievement goes to Denise Serrano. Monroe County Sheriff's Office for her leadership in making this happen. They wanted me to take it back to.
Congratulations, Sheriff. Say a few words?
If you don't mind, the Chief Deputy, say a few words.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd just like to say thank you on behalf of the Sheriff's Office for this achievement. I'd like to recognize Denise Soriano, who is our accreditation manager, and she put a lot of work and effort to make sure that our files and our organization was able to successfully pass this this program. So, thank you.
Okay. Congratulations. Thank you.
A little bit otherwise. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Early congratulations.
Morristown Town Police Department.
Congrats. Tell me later.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work.
Orangetown Town Police Department, originally accredited in 2007, demonstrates a high level of excellence and professionalism in the field of law enforcement by continuing to meet the standards established by the New York State Law Enforcement Accreditation Council. The council is proud to once again award accreditation to the agency for the period of March 10th, 2022 to March 9th, 2027. Congratulations. Thank you.
And the certificate of achievement goes to Lieutenant Thomas Hallahan, Orangetown Police Department. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you. And who would like to say something?
They voted me.
Okay.
Being a former program manager, I do know how much work this takes and how much work it involves. So I just want to personally thank Detective Myers, Lieutenant Hallahan, Detective Sergeant Palazzolo. I know how much work they put into it. Like I said, third time going through it, so it wasn't anything easier. We just stay on top of it, but they did a hell of a job. So thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Washington County Sheriff's Office. Washington County Sheriff's Office, originally accredited in 2007, demonstrates a high level of excellence and professionalism in the field of law enforcement by continuing to meet the standards established by the New York State Law Enforcement Agency Accreditation Council. The council is proud to once again award accreditation to the agency for a period of March 10, 2022 to March 9, 2027. Congratulations, guys.
Congratulations, and I'm proud to present the certificate of achievement to Captain Anthony Leclerc, Washington County Sheriff's Office. Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you. So who would like to say something?
I'd like to thank the council and our assessor, Chief Liddell. He kept me on my toes. I know Sheriff Murphy and I both think very highly of the whole program, and it's an honor to be reaccredited. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Sure. Before we break, Joanna, would you like to say a few words?
Yeah, I just would like to say, I know this is a huge accomplishment for all of you, and I know a lot of work went into this. You could, if you came into this room, you would think that it was just, up and down and not a lot behind it. But there's a ton of work that goes behind all of you and your commitment to your craft and your commitment to the professionalization and your community. I just want to make sure we acknowledge that. I know it's the certification and all of that acknowledges it, but it's a huge amount of work, and you might not know that by just coming into this room today. It shows, a lot of commitment, and I think that that's really important. And your communities and your agencies are better for all the work that you do to stick with this program. So thank you very much, and congratulations to all of you.
Yes, thank you. It's a big accomplishment, and it's a lot of work. So, congratulations. At this point, we're going to break, and those of you who would like to stay for the business meeting, you're welcome to do so. Otherwise, we'll let you guys sneak out.
Leave, apparently.
Do we stay for the business meeting?
It's up to you. I think it'll be really quick.
So, Ashley, if you don't mind.
Albany County Sheriff's Office, Camillus Town Police Department, Canandaigua City Police Department, Catskill Village Police Department, Chemung County Sheriff's Office, Delaware County Sheriff's Office, Dobbs Ferry Village Police Department, East Hampton Village Police Department, Geneva City Police Department, Glens Falls City Police Department, Greasetown Police Department, Greenberg Town Police Department, Greene County Sheriff's Office, Hudson Falls Village Police Department, Mount Vernon City Police Department, MTA Police Department, Newcastle Town Police Department, New Paltz Town Police Department, New York State Police, Niagara County Sheriff's Office, Poughkeepsie Town Police Department, Rochester City Police Department, Rockland County Sheriff's Office, Rockville Center Village Police Department, Seneca County Sheriff's Office, Solvay Village Police Department, SUNY Police Cortland, SUNY Police Fredonia, SUNY Police Geneseo, SUNY Police New Paltz, Webster Town Police Department, and the White Plains Department of Public Safety.
Thank you, Ashley. May I have a motion to accept the annual compliance surveys?
Motion.
Thank you, Sheriff. Second?
Second.
Thank you, Mayor.
Chairman Austin, how do you vote?
Yes.
Sergeant Denny?
Yes.
Sheriff Mashel?
Yes.
Dr. Floss?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Chief Deputy Filiatro?
Yes.
Mayor Palmieri?
Yes.
Chief Flatley?
Yes.
Detective Randall Williams?
Yes.
And Sheriff Baxter?
Yes.
That passes, sir.
Thank you. Approval of revisions to standard 9.1. You want to give some background on that, Gabe, please?
Yes, sir. So as you may recall, standard 9.1 reporting requirements was approved as a critical standard at December's meeting. The standard was adopted in response to the Professional Policing Act of 2021, specifically the reporting requirements as they pertain to the police officer registry and the reporting of officer misconduct.
It's on the last page, by the way. If you're looking for it, it's on the last.
Oh, yeah, we'll get to that standard. I'll review it for everyone. Thank you. So as the standard currently reads, it requires covered agencies to report officer misconduct to the Attorney General's Law Enforcement Misconduct Investigative Office. We decided to move forward with a revision and proposing that here today for the council's consideration to expand the reporting requirements for officer misconduct to include agencies that report to this New York State Inspector General, the MTA Inspector General, the Port Authority of New York, New Jersey, Inspector General, as well as any other applicable oversight agency that may come into the picture in the near future, essentially just as a catch-all. We want to make sure every department is reporting officer misconduct according, with the intent of the law. So, any questions before I go over the actual standard? No? Okay. As Kevin indicated, the standard itself is on the last page of your packet. And the standard itself has been modified slightly. The intent of the standard has not changed at all. Again, we're just expanding some of those reporting requirements. So the standard will read, if approved, the agency has a written directive requiring reporting officer misconduct to the New York State Attorney General's Law Enforcement Misconduct Investigative Office as required per paragraphs A, B, and C of subdivision 5 of section 75 of the executive law. Or the New York State Inspector General as required per subdivisions 1 and 2 of section 55 of the executive law. Or the Metropolitan Transportation Authority Inspector General per paragraph A, subdivision 4 of section 1279 of the Public Authorities Law. Or Port Authority of New York, New Jersey, Authority Inspector, the Port of Authority, let me back up. The Port of New York and New Jersey Inspector General per paragraph 6 of Article 4 of Chapter 154 of the Laws of 1921, or applicable oversight agency as required by law. Bullet B has not changed. That still refers to the submission of requisite forms and information to the police officer registry.
Is the deadline April 1st still applicable to this?
So this, we're going to provide 90 days for agencies that were not covered by the previous standard.
So everyone for bullet 1 is still going to be April 1st?
Exactly.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
The scope isn't that big, to be quite honest, but we just wanted to make sure it applied to all the agencies covered by the accreditation program and the mandatory certifications.
Good, thank you.
Would 5 be state level agencies, or would that be a local, like a police accountability board by law if it was?
No.
So no, it would just be the entity that would be handling officer misconduct as far as, state entity or like an inspector general for a particular agency.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay, any other comments? So may I have a motion to approve the revisions to standard 9.1 reporting requirements? Thank you, Chair. Second? Second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mayor.
Chairman Austin?
Yes.
Sergeant Dinny?
Yes.
Sheriff Mashel?
Yes.
Dr. Floss?
Yes.
Mr. Wells?
Yes.
Chief Deputy Filiatro?
Yes.
Mayor Palmieri?
Yes.
Chief Flatley?
Yes.
Detective Randall Williams?
Yes.
And Sheriff Baxter?
Yes.
That passes, sir.
Great, thank you. Program updates.
All right. So onto informational items. I would just like to begin by welcoming some new accreditation staff members. With us here today, we have Christina Zanella at the table. And on video, we have Allison Floyd. Christina is a recent graduate from the University of Albany and will be supporting the accreditation unit as we continue to grow and expand our outreach and try to get more and more agencies accredited. So welcome, Christina. Thank you. Allison Floyd actually comes to us from the OPS Law Enforcement Training Unit. Allison has over 7 years experience working with law enforcement. She's worked with best practices, various law enforcement councils, including the MPTC, and she has an advanced degree in criminal justice. So welcome, Allison, and we are really glad to have you both on our team.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gabe.
You're welcome. As far as the program manager and assessor trainings, I spoke on that a little bit at December's meeting. As an update, we have over 100 registered between the program manager and assessor trainings down in Dutchess County, which will be March 30th and 31st. Myself and Allison and Christina will be in attendance. And again, great turnout. So much so that we got additional interest. We're going to be looking to schedule another 2 sessions in the western part of the state, just to make sure we're covering as much of the state as possible. Any questions on that? Okay. And then the last program update and informational item is related to council member updates. So once again, as indicated at our December meeting, the makeup of the council now includes 19 members. Currently, we have 13 members and 6 vacancies. Those 6 vacancies, we are in close contact and communication with the Governor's Office of Appointment, and we'll certainly keep everyone updated on any movement. I'd like to also welcome Dr. Martin Floss of Hilbert College. Thank you again for being a part of the council, and we look forward to working with you and all the great work that is to come. So thank you. Thank you. And as Chairman Austin indicated, I'd just like to also thank Dr. Warden for his dedication and service with over 20 years. It's a great accomplishment, and he truly was an asset. So I know we work with him in other areas at DCJS, but he'll surely be missed. So thank you. Anything else? Questions? Well, that concludes my section. I'll turn it back over to you, Chairman.
Thank you, Gabe. So is there any new business for the council? Okay. So our next meeting will be June 2nd, 2022 at 10 a.m. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting? Thank you, Chief. In a second?
Time
Gotcha.
to the casino.
All right. Blackjack.
You got Vegas.
And Sergeant Denny, second the motion?
I believe we can say all in favor.
All in favor? All right, thank you, everyone.
All right.
Thank you.
So long.